Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and take a look here at our nuke. Let's see here. Pop the top, like they do at all those Formula car race places. Nothing really catching my attention too much. The bees aren't too dense here in this top box. So let's go ahead and adjust this so you can see down into that other super. So really the big thing that I'm weighing here, no pun intended, is the weight, the weight of the hive. I did fill up this 2-gallon feeder with syrup last time, and whoops. And so it's looking pretty good. You know, another interesting thing to notice is that we have some wild pollen still coming in. I don't know if you can see that one guy right here who has the orange pollen on him. So that's great. They still have some natural pollen sources coming in. And it's not, you know, this is not the, I mean, there's still, we have to remember there's still bees in this third box. But overall, it's not looking, you know, this hive isn't looking overwhelmingly strong by any means. Nothing, if anything, maybe that's catch my curiosity to, you know, pull a frame, see if we're seeing anything unusual. And what I am seeing is capped brood. No eggs yet. It would appear, let's see here, sometimes a good thing to do is shake off your bees, or shake the bees off of the frame you're trying to look at, so you can get a better and clearer view of what's going on. Seeing a bit of spotty brood here. Mind you, this is also, I don't know if you can see this on the camera or not, this is also emerging brood. So what is very likely happening is, as we're feeding them, they are filling the top, which is pushing the queen down. Yeah, here you have a frame of brood, all ages, except this one here. Yeah, so she's going further down into the brood nest. Here, shake this one off. You can see we're still looking at nice healthy larvae, and then the outer ring here is bees that are hatching or have emerged. And so yeah, no, we're things are actually looking pretty decent. And put that back there. Okay, so we'll put these back. I'm curious to check the weight of this second box, just to kind of give me an idea. From what I'm seeing, probably wouldn't hurt to give them maybe one more. Yeah, see, there's a great population. I'm sure you get to see that. It's a good population of bees down here. Once again, the main cluster in this area, these frames here are the ones underneath the feeder, and so they're not, the brood nest, you can see, is kind of focused mostly on the right side, if you're looking this way, right side of this frame. But overall, I mean, things are looking healthy. There's really no reason or anything of concern that I can see. So we're gonna fill up. To be quite candid with you, I think they probably have more than enough stores, but we'll fill that we'll fill that feeder one more time. Oh, the other thing too, so in preparation for winter, something that I do is, this is just vapor barrier plastic that you can buy. I believe it's 8 mil or something like that. And that's what I use as an inner cover, especially with all the rain that we get here in the Pacific. So when I got back here to the office to upload that video, I realized that it cut out right when I was explaining using that plastic vapor barrier as an inner cover. I like, interestingly enough, and I've actually seen Ian, who has an excellent, absolutely excellent YouTube channel on here, Canadian Beekeepers blog. He uses that, it's kind of like a space age insulation, looks like reinforced metal bubble wrap, but it's not. It's kind of like aluminum. I actually started using those as inner covers for my nukes, and as far as I know, he uses them on all of his hives, and that may not be a bad idea to try out here. But for the most part, I just use those on the nukes, and then I use this plastic vapor barrier as an inner cover just to keep, hi Max, just to keep water from seeping through your main lid. And the other thing that I'm going to be doing here shortly, we're getting hammered by yellow jackets, so you really don't want to open up more holes in your hive than what you have to. But probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks, as it starts to really cool down, I'm going to install hardware cloth in the entrance of that nuke to keep mice out, and then also be drilling a 3/4 inch hole on the top super for ventilation, and doing a little bit more insulation. But we'll walk you through those steps as we get closer to doing them. Main thing is, and that's another thing I forgot to mention on that video, is pollen sub. I did add more pollen sub after the video. Probably gave them about another 3 pounds. They'd completely cleaned out what we put on them a couple of weeks ago. So pollen sub, continue to keep feeding. Make sure they're in that that weight parameters that they need to be leading up to winter. So anyways, we'll talk to you soon. As always, please feel free to send your questions either in response to this video or email or what have you, and I'll try to address them. Thanks.